go now to the national broadsheet where we've got some late-breaking news from the Australian, Kel. Josh Frydenberg eyes a Canberra return, but Kooyong is in doubt. The Liberal Party is plotting a return to politics for former Treasurer Josh Frydenberg amid resistance to spending another $2 million plus to regain Kooyong after the teal victory. The Kooyong Liberal Electorate Conference will meet on Thursday night in the wake of the election loss, with an internal battle looming over what is left of funds after millions were poured into the federal election. This was both through the host seat of Kooyong, but also in other parts of the party's diminished empire, specifically in Victoria. And I know just sitting here in WA, Kel, the Liberal Party here is also grappling with what it's going to do moving forward into state elections and also another federal run. But I guess one thing that's probably front of mind for the branches there now would be the looming state election in November.
Well, that's happening. I mean, I've got to say, on Saturday night when it became clear that the Labor Party had won the election and that Kooyong had been lost, there were already people saying, OK, we can't let Frydenberg out of politics. Frydenberg's got to have a place. And but they're now talking about it taking 2 electoral cycles and not wanting him to go back to Kooyong because that would be such a hard battle. I'm not convinced it would be a hard battle. Monique Ryan would have what is called the sitting member effect, which is really quite powerful. People tend to vote for whoever the sitting member is. But at some point, the penny will drop that anyone who's an independent sitting on the crossbenches actually doesn't achieve anything. And if we get this bloke back into Parliament, he is going to achieve something as a frontbencher for the opposition and the alternative government. I would have thought he would have had a good chance in Kooyong. And yes, and it's not just Western Australia, it's happening in New South Wales as well. They're terrified by what the Teals did, and their budget that also came down today is a budget designed to knock out the Teals.
Absolutely. Look, we're going to head there up next, but I just wanted to get Daisy's thoughts on the splash of the Australian tomorrow. Wage hikes risk the economy. Reserve Bank Governor Philip Lowe is warning that across-the-board wage rises of 5% or more would make it harder to tame inflation without sinking the economy. But he says rapid-fire interest rates will not tip the nation into recession. Daisy, I feel like when we woke up this morning, we were listening to the governor speak today, kind of saying, dude, you kind of knew all of this was coming. Why didn't you warn us sooner? Seems to be the common phrase that I heard from a lot of my mates today.
Yeah, look, either way, people are going to really suffer in the next little while with inflation and with, price of living and gas and petrol, all of the things that are going to go up. People are going to really, really suffer, which is why I can understand why pushing through a wage hike might look like a really, attractive policy from your average person's perspective. And you can understand why Labor pushed it through pre the election. But what a lot of people don't realise, and I don't have an economics background, so I've really had to kind of work through this and try to learn. If you raise the minimum wage, it really does cause other complications for the economy, unfortunately, that can be really detrimental in the long run. So, look, I don't know what is going to happen with all of this. I think it is going to be particularly difficult for Labor to manage. And as, you said, and your friends said, they should have known this was coming into office. It's going to be a difficult time period for them. So let's see what they do.